Dave, the other breaking news that we had today, completely different than COVID, is Conor McGregor. He's back, Dave. He's back. We're officially getting a Conor McGregor fight. So right before the show today, Conor McGregor, as the ESPN article says, Conor McGregor is in. McGregor revealed on Twitter that he has accepted a January 23 fight against, and I'm going to fuck up this name, the Dustin Poirier, right? Is that how you say it? Poirier? Yeah. However, he also said he wanted the fight to happen at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones is a friend, and the stadium can hold our crowd, McGregor said in his tweet. I will be ready for Texas, and Texas will be ready for my fans. Then Manny, because he wants to also box Manny Pacquiao.
Well, that's because he made more money than ever boxing Floyd Mayweather and getting his butt kicked. So, of course, he's like, I'll take another boxing payday. I love that.
Yeah. Dave, what are your thoughts on this and what it could mean for... does this mean... Because right now, Poirier is the number 2 right behind Khabib. Or no, I'm sorry. He's right behind Justin Gaethje. Gaethje, that's how you say it. Gaethje is the... right now, the number 1 contender for Khabib's lightweight belt. Poirier is right now number 2. Conor McGregor is at 5. So, of course, you got Hooker and Ferguson above him. Yep. Is this just a, hey, I want a payday. Poirier wanted to fight. If I move up in the rankings, great. Or is this a Conor McGregor testing the waters? If he wins this fight, could it lead to a Khabib-Conor Part 2 payday?
Let me just check something real quick.
And I know Khabib is, yet again, can't leave where he is, so it's like we're not going to get that anytime soon.
Yeah, so what I have to look at when you look at this fight is, no, it's not just a payday. This is a very legitimate shot of he wants to go after a title again, and he needs to beat someone of notoriety. Beating Cowboy didn't mean anything. Yeah. Cowboy had been on I think a 3-loss streak or a 4-loss streak. His fight prior to this one, he had been knocked unconscious and had flipped around within a matter of months after that concussion. And it's like, yeah, no, there's no way he had his head on his shoulders at that point. Like, he was just fighting every chance he got because that's who Cowboy is. And people love Cowboy for that. So I don't have a problem with it, but it's like, it didn't have any weight to it. It was like, oh, he can still fight. He knocked him out with a shoulder strike like this. This was a knockout hit. Like, I'm sorry. That's
Cowboy's last win was May of 2019.
Yeah. And after that, how many losses?
So after that, he lost to Ferguson. That was a KO, TKO. Then he lost to Gaethje, KO, TKO. Then he lost to Conor McGregor, KO, TKO. Then Anthony Pettis, which was a decision.
Let's just take those 3. Yeah. What was the time between loss number 1 and Conor's?
Loss number 1 was 5. It took 2 rounds. He got knocked out in
months-wise.
Months. So June of 2019 to January of 2020. So half a year.
So
like
literally
7 months.
Yeah. He had 7 months total. Like, he got knocked out twice in the prior couple of months.
Yeah.
And there's no way he would have had his head on straight during that fight. Hey, like, you got to rebuild your chin. You got to rebuild that ability to take a blow and stay conscious. And he didn't have that at that point. So, again, there was no weight in that fight as far as Conor McGregor value-wise was concerned. So you look at Poirier and you go, okay, well, he beat Hooker, and he is, again, a top fighter. I would love to see Max versus Conor again. I think that would have been a fucking fantastic fight. But Dustin, him, provides some good fights. Should be interesting to see. I still don't know that I would love to. I wonder which is the favorite. I mean, in my mind, Dustin's the better fighter. Dustin, we've seen fight June 27th of 2020 versus Hooker. And Conor obviously was in January, you said. So he's fought more recently, but I just don't. I don't know. If anyone can pull it off, it's Conor. Like, that's the thing. As much as I don't love this man, you have to respect the fact that he has got some dumb power in his arm. He can just shut someone down in a blink of an eye. So you can't take him lightly, but at the same time, he's by no means a favorite in this fight. And I do expect Dustin to win out.
Yeah, and that's the tricky thing of like the only 2 times recently, I say recently, and this is like 4 years ago, for Conor, where you have the biggest gaps in his fights. Number one was December of 2015. He beat Jose Aldo. Then in March of 2016, we had him and Diaz. I think that was him and Diaz part 2 because it was the 1-1 tie going into the third one. He lost that one in March. But then in August of that year, beat Diaz for the McGregor-Diaz part 3. The other gap was he beat Eddie Alvarez on November of 2016. Hadn't fought again for for almost 2 years, where his next fight was on October 6, 2018, when he lost to Khabib. And then yet again took another 2-year break, but the opponent he was coming back against, Cowboy, like you mentioned, it wasn't the level of what Diaz was in 2016. It wasn't the level of what Khabib was when he faced him, to where is this going to be Conor comes back, Conor dominates, or will it be, hey, Dustin is on a different level than what Cowboy was. This could be an actual fight for Conor McGregor.
It should be an actual fight. That's my expectation. This will actually go a couple of rounds. We'll get to see where Conor's at, because I've heard so much about him and his training and everything about how he feels like he's in the best shape. He's got the best balance in his life.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. And I think it's great that he is like refocused in on fighting. But I do look at it and just go like, yeah, but where are you actually at in ring skill? Like there's a difference between training camp and then once you get in that ring, and we'll see. Honestly, it's just we'll see. I don't have one way or the other. I just think Dustin should be the favorite, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I know you say that you are not a Conor McGregor fan. Outside the ring, I'm not defending anything Conor does. He's done some stupid shit, like fucking throwing a chair at a bus.
Like,
come on, crimes. Bro. And committing crimes, allegedly. But
no, not allegedly. He's actually
there was the recent one that everyone was talking about was allegedly, because he was questioned and then released. So people are like, "Oh, he's not being charged." So that's why I'll throw the allegedly word that we love to
on
throw
that
around
one,
with.
But the others.
Oh yeah, no, the other ones, yeah. But I'm talking about for me, the allegedly is at the last one is what I'm throwing out at. But in the ring, I love Conor McGregor as a UFC fighter. I love to watch him fight. I love to watch him knock people out. It's the best thing in the world. So I'm excited for this, and I'm assuming if COVID is over, we'll be watching that. Even if it's not over, maybe do a watch along for fucking that UFC. The other interesting thing is that he wants to do it in front of a live crowd, which I'm like, Fight Island's a thing, man. We can just do it on Fight Island.
Nope. He wants the people there. He wants the payday. He wants the vibe. He wants the energy. He wants the Irish crowd. Like,
but COVID.
No, that's why I said Texas, right?
Yeah, that's true. Texas, where they're actually letting
if it's
people.
Not Florida, it's Texas.
Yeah,
like, let's be honest.
Good point. Just follow the SEC or the Big 12. They'll never steer you wrong, right? Yeah, or that follow the death count.